retirement, content is so critical to our mission. Because when you think about it, people don't get up in the morning and think, I'm going to join my 401k or buy a certain product or service. So for us, it's taking a very complicated story, a very complicated product and service suite, and being able to distill it in a way with content that relates and connects to audiences so they build an engagement with us. So we take a lot of time to think about how to create content that's simple and accessible and relatable to the individuals that ultimately we're trying to help save for retirement. Well, for Prudential as a financial services company, and certainly in the retirement division, content, we've always thought we own it, we create it, we're the knowledge base for it. And I think what we're seeing now, and it's only going to continue, is that content is co-created, it's shared, it's enhanced by the masses that access it and that engage with us. So I see content really evolving for us. So it's going to be much more about our thought leadership and our ideas being part of a collective of ideas about retirement planning. So in a highly regulated industry, storytelling can tend to sound a little unauthentic. It can be a little contrived when it has to go through reviews, compliance, legal reviews. It can be a real challenge, and certainly when a good story comes from the heart, and it's a human tale. And I think what we found is the best way to bridge being highly regulated and telling authentic stories is to allow our customers to tell the story for us. It really differs in financial services when you're really connecting to people's money, right? Something that isn't what they're buying for today, but they're buying for 30 and 40 years in the future. So you don't have some of the leeway that a consumer goods company would have, but what's very true for us is if you were to go to somebody and ask them, what are you going to do in retirement? You'd probably get all the traditional answers because nobody thinks about what they're going to do in retirement unless they're at retirement. So instead, just changing the conversation and asking questions like, what do you want to do? What do you love to do today? Oh, you'd love to paint. Wouldn't you love to do that 30 years from now all the time and get paid for doing it and be able to have the income to do it for a really long time? So we change the conversation with individuals so that they're talking about things today that they can relate to. I think you've seen probably some of our brand messaging very high, but who's the oldest person you know? How much do you think you're going to need? What do you love to do in those places? How much money you have in your pocket? Because that might be enough to get you started. It's really about kind of simplifying the message today so that people feel like they are competent, they have the autonomy to do something and they can relate to it and then build toward it. I think that's what we have to do in our industry because you have to find a way to humanize financial services today because the benefit sometimes is 20 years off.